these exact dates are, I'm getting signaled here. No, then we
Yeah, take it. You want to go off mic for a second?
yes.
Okay. Go off mic for a second.
Keep rolling?
Keep rolling, don't stop down there. Stay at speed.
So Fanny Willis's lover, Nathan Wade, went on CNN last night and did an interview with Caitlin Collins, of all people. And when she asked him about the relationship with Fanny Willis and when it actually began, his handlers came in, stopped the interview, had a little powwow on the side, and then he did come back and finish the interview. He's not going to put himself at risk, knowing that he has made $750,000 in Fanny Willis's pursuit of getting Trump with the RICO charges that the judge has basically put on hold, pending Trump's appeal that he believes Fanny Willis should also be removed because, as we know at this point, Nathan Wade was already removed when the judge gave Fanny Willis the option that either she had to leave the case or Nathan Wade. Both of them couldn't remain, but one could, and it's Trump's position, which I agree with. If the judge determined that there was, an attempt to pull one over on the court or whatever, why would one of the two be allowed to stay when it was the two of them working in cahoots? They're obviously in a relationship, which we don't know when it actually began. Fanny Willis and Nathan Wade maintain that it began after the case to get Trump started. But there's a lot of people, including myself, that don't necessarily believe the story that they're telling. This is all going on at the same time that Fanny Willis's other RICO case to get the rapper Young Thug has completely fallen apart as well. One of Trump's attorneys, Ashley Merchant, has stepped in because the original attorney got proprietary information according to the judge and would not tell the judge how he obtained it, so the judge held him in contempt. That case has become a complete crap show, right? But let's check this interview out.
Just to clarify, when did the romantic relationship between the two of you start?
Yeah, so, we get into, there's been this effort to say that these exact dates are at issue. I'm getting signaled here.
You want to go off mic for a second?
Yes.
Okay.
Keep rolling?
Down there.
Everything okay?
What do you guys think they told him? I believe that was his handlers. I don't know who those people were. Maybe his attorneys, counsel, whatever. They probably told him, make sure you don't say any specific day because that could be used against you or against Fanny Willis in her attempt to maintain on the RICO case to get Trump.
Just to revisit the question, it was to clarify when the romantic relationship started and when it ended.
So, I believe that the public has, through the testimony and other interviews, a clear snapshot that this is clearly just a distraction. It is not a relevant issue in this case. And
if it's not relevant and it's only a distraction, then give us the date, man.
And I think that we should be focusing on more of the facts and the indictment in the case.
Well, I ask because obviously it's still a pending matter. It's going to be before the Court of Appeals. And you talked about how proud you were of all the work that you did in this office. And I think the question that people have when they hear from the Court of Appeals, this isn't happening until next spring, is did the relationship jeopardize that work that you did in this investigation?
And therein lies the issue. why we wouldn't touch upon the work of the Court of Appeals or some higher court, because it's a pending issue before them. I think that we should allow them, take a step back and allow them to take the evidence that they have and do their work, make the decision.
Right, but you did testify to this, and you were asked about, on the stand, about when it started and when it ended. It just wasn't completely clear, because before it said, before the indictment, which was August 15th here in Atlanta, and then later the answer was at the end of that year. And so I think that was the clarity that people were seeking of when it started and when it ended.
And if you know anything about Caitlin Collins, she is a shark when it comes to interviewing Donald Trump. She won't ever let him speak when he is answering a question. And this is a sign, in my opinion, that even the Democrat-loving CNN isn't buying the story that Fani Willis and Nathan Wade are telling us. She's simply stating right here, look, you testified to it. Just repeat what you testified to. He's such a weasel that he still won't or can't actually give the exact date, because he's scared that somebody's going to come after the $750,000 that he made in this case of taxpayer money, that he's now walking away with scot-free, and he's off the case. So he just gets that money, and he has no obligation to finish the work that he started.
There's a question before the court, and that is the crux of the question. I don't choose to say or do anything that would jeopardize the case or the court's ruling. I prefer to allow them to make their decision based upon what they have and accept it.
Do you believe, as you reflect on this, that your relationship with the district attorney was a mistake?
Absolutely not. What I believe is this whole conversation.
It just goes to show how dumb Nathan Wade is. He doesn't think that his relationship to Fani Willis is a detriment to the case. Look at him smiling. He knows that it is, but he's not going to claim it.
Is a distraction. That's all. It's a tool to stop the train, to slow down the inevitable, which is the trial of the defendants named in the election interference case.
Do you believe the trial ultimately happens?
It happens.
Mr. Wade, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
And of course, he absolutely believes that it's going to happen because he knows the corruption behind the whole scenario, right? He understands that the judge donated to Fani Willis's campaign. Fani Willis was the only district attorney's office to take this case because she's the only one dumb enough, right? That's the only reason why she has this position. And once this case either goes through and is finished or falls apart, Fani Willis isn't going to be a district attorney in Fulton County anymore, in my opinion. Also, additionally, I believe that Nathan Wade should be disbarred, and I think that Fani Willis should be disbarred. What do you guys think? And let's scroll down and just read some of the top comments here. Juanita Broderick, Nathan has to be the dumbest man on the face of the earth. His facial expressions are so incriminating and hilarious. Which is true. I even pointed it out, right? Colin Rugg responds, to anyone who believes Wade after seeing this, a Nigerian prince just passed away and left you all his money. I wouldn't want to admit clapping your cheeks either. Which is funny, but he's not denying that he had a relationship with her. He's simply denying when it began, or denying to answer when it began, I guess I should say. And not only is that because he's a corrupt attorney trying to pull one over on the people while preventing President Trump from being on the ballot or whatever they're trying to do, trying to hurt Trump, he was also married at the time. And I'm sure he has legal obligations on that side of things to where if he admits that it began sooner than or earlier than they claim it did, his wife or ex-wife might be entitled to more of his money or something like that. You know, I don't know how those divorce cases go, but Colin Rugg responded after that, Democrats' biggest mistake when going after Trump was getting people with single-digit IQs to do it, which I also agree with. I mean, it's just funny. Anybody that has a free-thinking mind, that has a decent brain, can see the writing on the wall. It's blatantly obvious that they're trying to get away with some nonsense here in order to prosecute a former president. This person, I'm Kelly Joe. I was surprised that Caitlin Collins actually asked that question which I agree with as well. She's a shark, but you know, she is on the Democrat CNN side, and so it's surprising to see her actually kind of go after Nathan Wade. But like I said earlier, CNN and Caitlin Clark, they're not even buying this nonsense that Nathan Wade and Fani Willis are trying to sell us. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to wrap it up there. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.